Jillian Sidoti from crowdfundinglawyers.net. This is our segment, People You Should Know, and today's special guest is Darren Powderly, CCIM from Crowdstreet.com. Welcome, Darren. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, Jillian, for having us. Really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. As you know, Crowdstreet is one of my favorite crowdfunding platforms. So tell us a little about what Crowdstreet is, what you do, and what you're looking for in deals.
Oh, sure. Be happy to. Thanks for having us. We love working with you. We've known you and Gene and the rest of the team for a number of years. So you guys do great work, and you're a great partner of ours, and our clients always appreciate it. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Crowdstreet's an online platform that helps commercial real estate companies develop and execute their online strategy. And what I mean by that is, companies are obviously enticed with online capital formation today. We help specifically commercial real estate companies, figure out what their online channel is going to be and what it's going to look like. They can post deals on our marketplace at crowdstreet.com and get access to our investor community, which is over 11,000 people today and growing at about 6% monthly. So they raise capital from new relationships, fresh capital from new relationships via the crowdstreet.com marketplace. The other thing we do for these companies is we help them build their own fundraising and investor management portal. We have a white label software as a service. It's called Sponsor Direct. And basically they get all the power of the Crowdstreet marketplace right there on their website.
Oh, can they use them both at the same time? Like, could they use your marketplace and do it on their own website at the same time?
Absolutely. That's what I call like the 1-2 punch. It's the ultimate sort of, combination of what we do. And that is really, if there is a secret sauce with CrowdStreet, that's one of the elements of the secret sauce, which is, you can post your deal on our marketplace, Mr. Commercial Real Estate or Mrs. Commercial Real Estate Operator, but you should also have it on your own website, right? And so we call that the dual posting. It's on their website, it's also on our marketplace, and collectively we're raising capital to make sure that deal gets done, as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Oh, that is so cool. So when somebody's budgeting for that type of offering, what are the things that they need to budget for? Now, obviously, there's the CrowdStreet element and then the legal element, but what are the other things that an entrepreneur wants to think about before starting a crowdfunding campaign?
Yeah, I think if they're utilizing general solicitation and advertising, telling the story is really an important piece. And CrowdStreet does a great job. When we have a marketplace offering, part of our job is to go out there and tell the story of the sponsor. And that's one of the reasons why we're so picky. I mean, we have a very clear and sort of high bar when it comes to our marketplace. So, we only work with really proven operators at the real estate level as well as at the investor management level. We look for companies that want to manage more individual investor relationships. So, we have a fairly sophisticated underwriting process for that. And, but once they do want to run an advertising campaign, if they do want to do that, they're going to need a budget to do it. We spend a good deal on our sponsors, and, our strategy is to go out there to our investor base as well as the target audience of accredited investors and say, here, let us introduce you to this sponsor and tell you all about the sponsor. Let us tell you the facts about what we learned in our diligence process about the sponsor. And you get to also see this deal, which it happens to be live on our marketplace as well. So in the event that it meets the investor criteria, they can go ahead and invest right there online.
Okay, so you said some interesting things there about the story and producing the story. Do you do videos, or how do you put the story together?
Yeah, if you go to one of our detailed pages, we have a full-on marketing playbook for our sponsors. And so it includes a lot of different elements for our marketing strategy for our sponsors. And if you go to the detail page, which is sort of the overall information about the sponsor and the offering, you'll see a webinar. We do a webinar for every single marketplace customer, which again has the sponsor tell their story. Their track record is incredibly important, and what their returns have been like to individual investors in the past. It's a great way for them to tell the investors that haven't invested with them before about, we take care of you. We put an investors first sort of strategy in place in the business, and that's really what we look for as well. We wouldn't allow a company on our marketplace that didn't already have a very proven track record with individual investors and express desire and a commitment to grow that investor base over time.
Okay, that's interesting. So there was something else you said early on too, which is about proven developers or proven real estate entrepreneurs. What does it take to be a proven real estate entrepreneur?
Yeah. So on our marketplace, we do allow emerging managers. So that could be a group that just broke off from a larger group, or a group with a smaller portfolio. But there's some things there that allow them to pass the criteria. So size does matter, but it's more experience. We could have
a first dirty joke on people you should know. Oh, I mean, that wasn't supposed to be good.
Wrong interview. Yeah. So we do work with smaller groups and partnerships, and we've had some great success with those entrepreneurial groups. And they need us probably more so than the really proven big teams with lots of equity sources available to them. And so it's been great, but we do put them through a little bit more of a rigorous test to make sure that this brand new sponsorship, this brand new company, has the background that would pass, our screening criteria. But the middle market company is really our sweet spot. So okay. These are companies with, say, 10 or more employees. They've been around for 5+ years. They've done like $100 million worth of real estate investments. Sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars of real estate investments. And they've also had, as a component of their capital stack, individual investors. And so that makes them a great fit for our marketplace. And then at the high end, we have global enterprises that work with us as well. Companies that, have been around for multiple market cycles, have done like $1 billion of real estate, have assets under management, hundreds of millions of dollars, and a team that has been together, again, through thick and thin in multiple market cycles. So.
Oh, very cool. Okay. So this is awesome. And this is absolutely great information for our viewers, because you never know if you have that person out there that has exactly that 10 plus employees, has done about $100 million in deals, and is looking to expand their business with crowdfunding, and then also has dealt with individual investors before, because that's a whole different animal than just dealing with the bank.
Right, exactly.
Dealing with individual investors. So let's switch gears a little bit here and talk about the trends. What are you seeing trending on Crowdstreet? For example, is it apartments? Is it offices? Is it funds? What is the big trend right now?
Yeah, multifamily has been a darling of the commercial real estate industry, since the downturn, basically. So it's been a long run for multifamily, and I think the indicators are still that it's still, has room to run. So it's certainly, multifamily is by far the most popular product type on our marketplace for our investors. I think there's a sense of security with multifamily and the demographics that support that. Senior housing's also been, highly attractive, although it's a much smaller segment of the commercial real estate industry. So, we work with all product types, office and retail and industrial, and even subtypes like storage and, again, senior housing. But we're seeing a continued, interest in cash flow properties, which we've seen all along. Just given where we are in the cycle, we are seeing more and more companies trying to get some projects out of the ground. So development is become a little bit more commonplace. And while we do allow ground up development, we do so with even more stringent sort of underwriting with the sponsor, making sure that sponsor is a proven developer, and they've done these deals with individual investors before and exited successfully. So those are some of the macro trends. We see some concern out there. We see some people worried about, prices being at all-time highs. We see some concerns about the overall, global sort of, economic picture, the length of this boom or growth in the economy, and sort of how much time is left. So we definitely have some cautiousm, which I think is good. I think that might actually, enable us to make more quality decisions about the type of deals that we're investing in. So it's sort of a healthy dose of skepticism in the market today, based upon where we're at.
No, I think a healthy dose of skepticism is kind of what's needed right now, lest we head into another 2008. So I agree with you there. I'm glad you think that it's healthy, though, and not detrimental to the entire marketplace.
Yeah, I think that there's some really, good memories. They're nightmares kind of, but
Good
memories are still fresh. And so
memories.
yeah, we often ask these sponsors when we're interviewing them to get to know them. It's like, where were you in 2008, and what were you doing, and how did you survive 2009, 10, and 11, and what would your investors say about that experience? Did you?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So those are tough questions to ask, but those are the type of questions we ask. And we want to know, what we ask questions like, okay, what's the worst case situation that could happen in this deal, right? Let's start playing through some sensitivity analysis, with why you think that this deal is going to perform over time. And the truth is, we're really focused at the sponsor level. The sponsors' deals are then posted on our marketplace. Because the sponsor passed our criteria, our posting criteria.
Okay, very, very good. Well, listen, I got to let you go soon. You've been so generous with your time, but I have one last question to ask you before you go, and that is, what books do you recommend?
Wow. So right now, I'm actually reading two books. I'm rereading a book that I was given as a gift a couple of years ago called The Go-Giver. The Go-Giver is something, that I think is great. It's basically, the secret is, give and add value, and, don't be so self-focused, and, approach the market or approach each customer interaction or investor interaction with how can I serve you, and then in time that comes back around. So Go-Giver is a great little book. It's like a one-day read. And then another book that I've been reading recently is called The Challenger Sale. And that's because I'm a kind of a student of the profession, and that's, if anybody's looking for a good sort of how to grow the business and ways to approach business development, it's called The Challenger Sale, and it's a really high quality, well researched book.
Well, I'm writing down both of those right now because I haven't read either of them. So thank you for the suggestions for me. And I want to thank you so much for coming today. Any last parting words for our viewers?
I think the one thing that I would say, if your viewers for your investors, I would say, there's a lot of alternative assets out there available for you to look at now, given all the portals that are available. Get to know a portal, really get to know the team that runs the portal, the investor relations team, should that portal have one. There's been sort of a flight to quality, and Crowdstreet's very fortunate to be in that top 5. And we take that responsibility very seriously. And then as sponsors or issuers are out there, consider building your own portal, and, post a deal on multiple marketplaces. There's a lot of different strategies that are being sort of, deployed out there. I think time will tell what some of the winning strategies are. Develop relationship with a few different marketplaces, but definitely build your own as well. And you can do so, with under 10 grand a year of a fee with platforms like the Crowdstreet platform. We have a white label software, and a lot of our companies are saying, hey, I want to post my deal on your marketplace, but I'm definitely interested in building my own, fundraising and investor management portal on my own website, and we enable them to do that.
You just said something that I didn't even realize, that it's under $10,000 a year for you to build them this place where they can raise their own capital. That's like a great deal. It really is. I know websites out there or software providers out there that charge $4,000 a month. So to do it under $10,000 a year is just it's incredible, quite frankly. So everybody should head over to crowdstreet.com and see how it would look and how it would work, because that really is a great deal. I will tell you all that. Darren, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Everybody go to crowdstreet.com. I'm Jillian Sidoti with crowdfundinglawyers.net. Next time on People You Should Know.